What's going on, guys? Kunal here, Bulls on Wall Street. Want to take a sec today to talk to you guys about Bitcoin. Been getting a lot of questions from people on whether Bitcoin is back in a bear market and whether there will be a buying opportunity in it. So one thing to know about Bitcoin is that typically every single year, most of its moves, whether it's up or down, happens in a handful of months, and then it tends to sit around. So here I'm going to bring up our trading view chart here. You can see this is the chart for Bitcoin. It's been literally sitting in a range all year, right? So, after this monster trend, by the way, from 3,000 to 14,000, that is a nearly 500% move. That's what's awesome about Bitcoin. I know a lot of people are little heebie-jeebie about, cryptocurrencies. What are they? Are they real? Are they worth anything? All of those questions are probably no, no, and no. But I do think it's a must for part of your trading strategy and portfolios, because when they move, they can give us gains that we just don't see in the stock market, right? Where, you can have like that 100, 200% move and do it really quickly. So Bitcoin's made this monstrous move from 3,000 to 14,000. Just like in stock market, when something gets extended and you run for like a long time, what typically has to happen is you have to consolidate. You have to digest that move. So to digest this move, this was a multi-month move. It's very normal for Bitcoin to sit around for multiple months. So, we've been sitting in this kind of 9,000 range for a while. But now, a couple days ago, something happened. All of a sudden, this range that had been really just getting eaten up and working all year broke down. So we broke under 9,000. And we've broken under our major moving average, which is our 200-day moving average. So when you think about moving averages, your smaller term moving averages like a 9 or a 20, they signify trends on short-term basis. A 50 is an intermediate, and a 200-day moving average is like your long-term moving average. So if you see here on Bitcoin, we've cracked under a very, very key level of support. And so where can Bitcoin fall now, and where will it get traction? So if you go back, and I'm going to move to a weekly time frame, when you're trading, it's important to analyze things like Bitcoin from multiple angles, multiple time frames. A lot of people in the cryptoverse like to use 4-hour charts. I, coming from the stock universe, prefer daily charts, weekly charts, then I move to hourly, but I'll still check a 4-hour here and there. But if you look here, now that we've cracked this 9,000, we don't really have any support down to maybe, so your pink line is your 50-day moving average on the weekly, which is at 6,000. And then we have tons of support in this 6,000 range, right? So this is very, very natural. And if you really look at like Bitcoin and you think about like how it's worked in the past, after the big run up to 20,000, it sat around in the 6,000 range for months, just like it sat around in this range. And it broke down. But that breakdown actually was the catalyst for the next ramp, if you see that, at least on a technical level, right? So we broke down, held some support at the 200 SMA, rounded, and then we went back. So there's a shot that this breakdown here, if we start to come down into some levels of support and we round, then we can break back up, and that could start, the next run in Bitcoin. One thing to always remember with Bitcoin is that it makes those runs quickly, and then it's boring for months. Like you could sit there for months and just be like, oh my gosh, is it gonna do anything? And then it just starts to ramp. So you just have to be ready for it and prepare for the possibilities. In our cryptocurrency chat room, which is on bullsoncryptostreet.com, we're currently short Bitcoin. I'm currently short Ethereum. I think these things got a little bit of room to fall. Ethereum looks very, very similar. It's got a little bit of room to fall here. And if it doesn't gain any traction right here, you could see this thing maybe into the low 100s. And so I think Bitcoin's probably a little bit better bet right now. It has more relative strength this year than Ethereum. but they still got to set up, right, in terms of price pattern. So I don't think that Bitcoin's in a bear market, to answer the question, but I do think that, you know, on the next short-term basis, yeah, we've got some room to potentially fall. You can see here, there's a lot of airspace underneath, right? When you look at a chart, you always want to think, is there any airspace above or is there any airspace below, right? So we've got some airspace to fall. Now, you can short this stuff. I use Kraken. You can short on Kraken. People that use Binance, Binance has margin now too. And, you know, there are a handful of other places. They've got now, you know, Bitcoin futures and stuff like that that you can also add into your repertoire. I prefer to just trade the common stuff versus getting into the futures business. But Bitcoin, keep an eye on it. We've got room to run, fall down. But when that happens, it could start the next run. In the meantime, I'm going to stay short for a little bit. Now, the caveat is this. If Bitcoin starts to ramp back and breaks back over its 200 SMA here, then I'm thinking, you know, it turns into a long, but it just comes back into this range. So you have a range that's really, you know, that held for a while here, right? So if we remount back over the 200 SMA, then my gut feeling says, based on the technicals and just how I've seen this, it'll ramp back into the range and we'll have a couple thousand points of upside. Bitcoin is not going to have pure trend or pure momentum till, you know, we get over 10,500. So that's your mark. If you're a momentum trader or a trend trader, that 10,500 is important, all right? That's where the real momentum starts. In the meantime, though, any break back over the 200 SMA will put us back into the range, and then we just got to trade that range. So, guys, hopefully that helps. If you liked the video, of course, give me a thumbs up. I'll plan on doing some more cryptocurrency stuff. We're still trading pretty actively in our chat room, not like the go-go days of 2017, but we stick with a handful of names, and we trade them back and forth. The good thing about cryptocurrencies, there's no pattern day trade rule, and when they move, they can really move. The caveat is that, you know, compared to stock trading, is that there's not something to do necessarily every single day. You know, in stock trading, no matter what the market is, you're always trading something, right? Where in Bitcoin, Ethereum trading, you're waiting for your moments because there's only really a handful of coins that are worth trading. So guys, feel free to leave me any questions or comments. And if you guys have any ideas on videos you want to see me make, hit me up. I'll always make them. Take care.